just dying now.
Hi guys.
She's laughing. She's laughing at us. She's like, who are you talking to?
TWC like literally just jump in here and start a startup gang. Like absolutely like he just he just assumes that everybody's gonna read his message when they come in too.
Yeah.
But
like,
then
what?
he also, repeats himself like 5 or 6 times over the course of the video.
It'd be funny. I know other people get annoyed. At first I used to be annoyed by it, but I'm more look at the positive side and just be like, all right.
As long as he's not spamming the chat so bad that I'm losing like where I'm supposed to be, and he's not being completely irrelevant. And every time he mentions fucking taxes, it's like, bruh, we get it. You don't want to deal with the taxes.
I want to know, is he on a 1099 contract? What does he mean by taxes?
He's 19 and probably doesn't even have like an actual job. Because he only just graduated, and I mean, maybe he does have a job. He did say something about working other than mowing his grandfather's lawn.
Maybe.
Hi, Trouble.
Maybe. But as I was saying yesterday, was it? When I was like, Lilith is moving into Virgo. A lot of people don't really follow Lilith like that. I tend to do it because it's our dark side.
What you need.
Right, which is why, which is why me having a Lilith in Cancer is honestly like, it's Lilith in Cancer, Sun in Aries, like.
For real. Well, for you, since it's going to be moving into Virgo, you're going to be feeling it's going to be affecting your health and daily routine. You don't see freedom and be rebellious about that.
It's actually funny you should say that, since I was talking about taking next week off and everything to like.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll feel restricted from work and just want to quit. For most areas, you probably want to quit their job or just become more
take a quick vacation.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Short distance travel,
Yep. Definitely. But I want to talk to you on the phone, Jay. Sure, I'm down for that. One day. Whatever. It's trouble. I'm down for that. I remember, I don't remember what year it was, but when Liz was in Capricorn, which is my sign, I all of a sudden wanted to become a stripper. I'm telling you, I have 2 stripper friends, and they're like, go for it. I was like, no, but, I'm still modest. And I was like, I don't know, but it's just, I felt the urge to go dance in front of, just dance naked in front of people. You're all too young to talk to. Trouble, how old are you?
I think she's
like young.
42 or 43 or something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not young, Trouble. I'm 40. I'm 41. I just look like I'm very young. If you see my pictures, but I'm not young.
Why are you messing with my notebook?
I look like I'm in college.
A science experiment.
What do you need? What do you need this notebook for a science experiment for? What are you gonna do with it?
I was gonna draw like a picture of a bumpy heart.
So you wanna use it because it's got squares on it. So if I just give you a piece of paper from it, that'll be okay.
Yeah,
make sure it's a clean piece of paper.
One piece is in trouble, but how do you know? Did you show her my picture or something?
What now?
She said I look 27. Maybe she's talking about you.
I know I do not look 27. I am 27. I know I don't, because I have people, like, literally right before Lily's birthday, whenever I went out to eat at Golden Corral, I got mistaken for 17.
I still get carded at the liquor store and I get offended. Like, wait, hold on. I got kids.
I expect to forever be carded if I walk into a liquor store by myself. I haven't been since I've been here. I've only walked into one twice, but I walked in with my dad, and it was his liquor store. It's where he goes. Like, everybody knows him.
Everybody knows. Okay. Yeah, I do sound like a child from time to time. My kids say the same thing all the phone trouble.
Can you please help me? Because I don't know how to draw.
Hi, TWC.
God. So you have
That's
to
one
make
dude I would like to
square
hear one
bump.
day. Maybe from West Virginia.
Sorry, guys.
So, let me see how many people in here. Okay.
Hey, is this J4?
Yes, this is J4.
Hey, J4.
Hi.
I got the front tooth.
I see. Tell your mom to bring you to the jewelry store and you get you like 6 gold teeth to the top.
No.
So they get you like 6 gold to the top.
All right. You go up and over and up and over and up and over until you actually, based off of what I just did right there, we're going to say do it from right here. Go 2 more lines down. And now you should be able to go. You have to go. Okay, hold on. We'll say.
I want you to draw it for me.
I'm not drawing it for you. You're going to learn how to do it yourself. And you'll be able to do it on, next time you'll be able to do it without me giving you guidelines. You go out and over until you match up with this line, and then you go up and over until you get to the top here. Go on, take it up there and try it. Go up there and try it. I want you to try it and come show it to me. And next time we'll be able to make it better because Mama will be able to see how it looks based off of what she did this time. Okay, so let's start. We talked about Lilith moving into Virgo a little bit.
Yeah, I want to talk about this eclipse that's going to be happening for you. Since you're going to be in your 7th house, somebody for Aries, it's gonna affect your relationship, and
it's actually gonna hit my 9th house
because it's gonna be in Libra.
I don't know how to.
Yeah, but my rising sign
you're
is
going off your
Aquarius.
Rising sign.
I mean, I already know that it's on some level it's going to affect my relationships, but just because Libra naturally rules the house of relationships. But
so if you want to go off of your rising sign, then you're going to look at the world differently. And I think it'd be best for you to take a long journey somewhere, because if you do, it'll be a spiritual journey, and also it'll be somewhere you were in another lifetime. Or you might connect with foreign people from abroad, people that you known from another lifetime, but it's a different type of race. So don't miss out on that. Get your passport ready.
Laughing because like love interest that I'm not able to not talking to currently.
Okay.
Is Cuban. Different country. And the fact that my that Libra naturally falls in my 9th house because of my rising sign also means that a lot of my whole relationship sector is in foreign travel, Sagittarius energy.
Yep.
Overlapping with my moon sign because my moon is in Leo in my natural 7th house, and so like a lot of aspecting and stuff, guys. For those of you who are trying to figure out what I'm talking about with the
everything, since the moon is in Leo, well, different social circles, but yeah, your life is you're gonna just a new perspective in life. So don't be surprised if you run into somebody from another lifetime or your past relationship or somebody you connected with early on in your life, which could possibly be your ex.
Well, there's always the possibility for that because at some point my best friend from across the state line is planning on coming to visit me. Would you stop that?
Okay.
Go over there or you can go to the corner. No more of that bark.
What would you done if I got a printer off the road? What would you do? I don't understand that question.
He's going in timeout because he's literally bullshitting. We like literally at the beginning of this how I was talking about the fact that as long as J4 isn't absolutely blowing up chats or being completely irrelevant, and when you hit both of them, if I see more than 3 comments in a row that are either longer than they like, if you have 3 different long messages that are completely off topic or not something that can actually have any kind of answer for anything, then it's too much.
Well, the Cuban that you're talking about, is that the Cancer?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then it's gonna. What was his rising sign? Well, I'll go off of his sun sign. Well, yeah, definitely his home life is gonna change.
Yeah, his rising sign is Capricorn.
Aha, social status.
Him and his polar energies and like.
It could be
his
one
south
minute he's
node.
married, the next minute he's not. Social status will change. His career is going to change.
His south node is Capricorn too.
Oh, then it's fated. So then the south node always represents karma. So it's going to be something he has to release in order to open up a new social status or a new career path. Where since it's Capricorn, but for a sun sign, he's going to release something in the household, or somebody is going to be leaving the household and is just going to make a big shift in where he's living. He might want to move. So, it maybe work out in your favor. Who knows? But this is going to last for about a year, 6 months to a year.
Right around the time Jupiter will be moving from Taurus into Gemini.
I know, right? That's another
and
thing.
My love life improving because Taurus is my 4th house.
Yep.
Where my Venus is.
So, since it's going to move into Gemini, romance. Children.
No.
Be careful you don't get pregnant. This will be like next year sometimes for a year. And I remember when we were talking, what it was last week about up and coming the new moon and stuff like that was gonna be affected or whatever. Do not do any taboo matters where you just get so excited and like, oh, I gotta do this, and then it affects you. So this is all of like pregnancy is like, be careful, wrap it up. So now, I would love for anybody to ask you a question. How many people are even in here?
Hi, Tim.
10. Hello, 10. Libra. Yes. All right. For all the Libras, I'm waiting for more Libras to get in here because they need to understand this eclipse is going to happen in their actual zodiac sign. Hello, 10. This eclipse is going to basically think of them being like a snake and they're shedding their whole skin. Their whole life is going to change and there's nothing you can do about it. they're going to have to give up a lot of, matter of fact, it's not even about them giving up. It's the universe is just going to strip away everything that they ever known, and they're just going to have to start life all over. It's going to probably be scary to them at first, but it's for the greater good. And everything that they've known currently, everything they have known currently is going to be taken away, and people from another lifetime are going to start to enter back into their life. So if they lose their job, or if they decide they want to move, or they lose a relationship, all that stuff can be like heartbreaking, but it's all fated, and it's all been already predetermined before they were born. So Libras have a major life shift that is going to happen for them for the next 6 months to a year, because the focus is on them.
Hi, Alphonse.
Gemini, romance, creativity. They may end up walking away from a romantic situation and immediately jump into another romantic situation, or they might start getting downloads about how to become more creative, and they just start writing in books and stuff, or start new projects, or something where their children is going to change. But it's dealing with romance for them, for Gemini. So don't be surprised if 1 minute they're single and all of a sudden somebody jumps in their life, and chances are the person that jumps into their life will be from another lifetime, or they might just walk away from a current relationship and they have to sacrifice that relationship. Hi, Reno Boo.
Hi, Reno Boo. I'll be right back because the munchkin wants a snack. J4 can keep talking.
Sure. It means
start going down the signs.
A reality thing. Yeah, reality will kind of hit Libras, because they're going to be shedding a lot, sacrificing a lot. Not them sacrificing. The universe is going to strip them of everything that they ever known to go on a new journey. So they're going to be shedding skin and become a brand new person. And that's for Libra. The spotlight is on them. And this is going to start October 14th, and it's going to last for about 6 months to a year. Last time this happened, I can say about 8 years ago. So if you can think back 7 or 8 years ago, where was your life? And basically you can pinpoint the outcome of it. But yeah, Libras out of all the zodiac signs will be starting brand new. So it means in a relationship, like ghosting, and I will. You probably won't be the one ghosting. 10 people will probably be ghosting you, and it's not for the worst. It's so that you can shed your skin and become a brand new person. So your current situations, everybody will just start basically kind of walking away, and it's in order for you to shed your skin and just become a brand new person and move forward with your new life. I remember both of you guys are Libras. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna lose your relationship. It doesn't mean that. Maybe you guys will become new people and work out your problems, because eventually, since I think last week we had the moon, where you guys are gonna have to sit down and discuss where are we going with this relationship. Are we gonna stay in it or move forward or let it go? Reno, I'm in love with a Capricorn, but I know he's not right for me, so I'm going forward with the Aries. Respect me and show me, gives me attention I need. The Capricorn makes me feel alone. Reno, were you a Gemini? Because yeah, I'm a Capricorn too. We can be cold. Finn, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Reno Boo, all right, I have a question about this Capricorn, because Capricorns are cold, but if he's buying you things and like cooks for you and takes you out for dinners and stuff, don't look too much into him being cold. It's just how we are. We only show our appreciation for that person by taking care of them and buying them things. But also understand that it is a bad connection when it comes to Capricorns and Gemini because we just don't mesh very well, and we tend to sometimes be nitpicky on Gemini. There's things that you may be doing that may be minor to you, but it's major to us, and it just becomes annoying. So it turns us into being cold. But if you wanted to try the Aries, I would go for it. I think I spoke to you about this, and I said that's more energetic, high energy relationship, so it works better for you. Also, with the Aries, they're going to be going through relationship changes. So if he was single, then all of a sudden his relationship status will change into taken. So I would go for that. Maybe you would be the one to be in his life where he's like, yes, I'm going to go for this. And also, it's going to be in your 5th house, Rena Boo, of romance. So it'll be a very good time for you to go after it.
Why? What was that?
Those actions they are doing, or we experience, really have nothing to do with it. The actions we are doing, the actions that we are currently doing, those are fated. Those are fated already. They were already predetermined before we were born. Ken. So no matter what action, I know we do have free will, and sometimes our free will, when we activate our free will, there are certain actions that we want to take, but the universe stops us from taking because it's putting us off our path. And so that's when the eclipses kick in and put us back on track. Experience really have to do with zodiac eclipses and more. So yeah, the experiences we're having, they do have everything to do with new moons and eclipses and all the zodiac signs and all that stuff. As I was saying to them, Aaron, like people, we like I said, we tend to use our free will a lot, and when we do, it like throws us off course of what we're supposed to be experiencing and learning. And so the eclipses do kick in and put us back on track. And me personally, I don't like eclipses. I don't like them because you're comfortable with one part of your life, and all of a sudden the eclipse comes in and just rips everything away, and now you're trying to scramble to find your footing again. And really, it's meant to happen because everything is already predetermined, like I was saying to these people. So, yeah, you're welcome, Reno Boo. So, I personally do not like eclipses. As a matter of fact, for everybody that's in here, do not travel on an eclipse because things happen. It's not a good time really to make plans on an eclipse because you could be wanting to plan this right here, A, and then B kicks right on in and messes everything up for you. Sometimes I have questions of what happens. Before I learned astrology and stuff, I used to question too, like, why is this happening? And it's all fated. It's just predetermined, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's why I don't make moves at certain times of the year. Like, honestly, I wanted to move to Florida last month, but I seen the new moon coming up, and I seen the eclipses coming up, and Venus was retrograde. So I already knew if I would have went down to Florida, it would have been a disaster. My mom would have been like, "Why are you here? You need to go back where you came from." It just would have just been all a wreck.
What is me what is me moving in June say?
What is you moving in June?
Yeah, I moved this past June. Was there anything that was going to cause chaos in that? Because we went through 2 airbeds after we moved here.
What was going on in June? Was it your Aries? Neptune started the retrograde in June. Like, yeah, it was starting to pre-shadow and it retrograded in June. And so since your Aries is in your 12th house and your ascendant, it's in your 2nd house. So your ascendant Aquarius, so your possessions were basically taken away. And since it's in your 12th house, it was time for you to that was another, let's take that away. So that was detrimental for you. That's what was happening in June. That's what ended up happening. But since Jupiter is still in Taurus, I suggest you use that and just start building up your possessions before it moves next year.
Yeah. Don't have too much space to build up possessions right now, but I'm working on it.
Well, okay. Well, currently it's still in retrograde. I'm gonna let you answer Alphonse's question because you're more, that's more of your realm. But I can tell him this: for the Virgo, it's gonna be all about her finances, Alphonse.
Think about the conjunction that Lilith is gonna have too.
For Virgo?
Yeah.
Since Virgo's going to be in her first house, she's going to be, she's probably going to change her appearance and mannerisms and have more raw emotions of self-expression. And it'll be more of sexual expression and all her desires that she would want to do. Some people want to do certain things, but they won't do it. Well, Lilith is going to bring that out of her. And it'll be out of the social norm. I don't mean to sound explicit, but let's say I'll just throw it up. I'll make Alphonse feel good. Let's say her and Alphonse are at a restaurant. All of a sudden, Lilith is going to activate and she's going to be like, hey, you want to go do something in the bathroom? Alphonse might be like, I don't know. And she'll just drag him to the bathroom and they're going to do it just so she can experience it and let it out of her system. Finn, yeah, there is a website you can read about it. Aries is laughing.
I have to.
There is a website. You can look up. I'll type it in while she reads her cards for Alphonse.
Hold on just a second, Pumpkin. Alphonse, the cards that I pulled, I got the Queen of Wands, the Justice card, the Four of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Cups. So, I honestly the only thing that's lacking that's in a lower stance in air and energy wise is because I basically got one from each suit. Because Justice is Libra energy, and Libra is the Queen of Swords anyway. So the fact. So with Justice coming out and that being Libra energy and the correlation, the only thing that's lacking here is the Four of Pentacles, because I basically have three queens out here, which means she's still not in full Empress mode, but it has something to do with finances or it could be tangible experiences. It could be, and honestly, with everything that you've been doing with her, in regards to you taking her on dates and everything, she probably is going to look to you a lot for these new experiences. I'm gonna be real. If the Virgo does bed you, she probably will take the relationship seriously rather than just one night stand and out. But I feel like you also need to be very careful. You need to be very careful because Virgos are touchy anyway. And I don't mean touchy in the good way.
Yep. Reno Boo, the December-born Capricorns are a bit more stern versus mid to late January. The only way you can tell if the Capricorn likes you, because we are cold, the best we can tell is if he's buying you things and showering you with gifts. That's how we show our emotion. You're not going to get I want to hold hands. We don't really like giving kisses. You rarely will get a hug. But if he's buying you things, then he cares about you. If he's not buying you nothing and he's just stone cold, then basically I can speak from experience because I'm a Capricorn. We just act like you don't exist. You're just there. If he doesn't look you in the eye when he's talking to you, then he's talking to you, but he's probably imagining that you're somebody else.
They've been in a distance relationship. They haven't. They've talked on the phone like once since their whole like disagreement and blocking energy.
See, that's tough because he's not there to show his emotion.
Right. He's out on and he's moving closer, but not to her.
You're gonna have to elaborate.
Okay, so she lives in Ireland, and he's moving to Amsterdam from India.
And is he doing that because
he couldn't get a visa he couldn't get a visa to the UK, so he tried Amsterdam, and they got him one very quickly.
Oh no! See, then he likes her. We're not gonna bust a move for nobody we don't care for. We're gonna do our own thing. But the thing is like, Renobu, you don't want to be caught up in a catch-22, because if he's going to be trying to make this major jump to be with you, and then you start dating an Aries, then that might be an issue for him, and then you might turn him into a serial killer. So be careful with that. Just because you guys are talking on the phone, and he's like, if he gets upset with you and he doesn't talk to you or whatever, it doesn't mean that he doesn't want to be with you. So be careful. He lives in India. He's moving close soon. Is he Indian? Not Indian, like, ooh, like, is he one of those type, like, Arabic stuff type?
Read the last bit of that comment.
But got my name tattooed on his arm. Oh, no, Renobu, like, don't play around with him. You got your name on it, like, don't play around. We don't play like that. Because now he's like basically confirming that, hey, you're mine. Remember, we represent the devil, so you have to be careful. If you had the choice to go with the Aries, you should have taken that opportunity before this man is going to be taking this jump to be with you. When or if he does take that jump and move to another country and you guys are able to be together, he's going to take that relationship very seriously. And he's Punjabi. From my understanding, those people take their relationships very seriously. They will probably chop your hand off if you disrespect them. We as Americans, we do what we want to do. Like, we cheat, lie, steal, stuff like that. But from those countries, they're not playing any games. So he's probably going to want to get married to you. I would love to meet an Arabic that's Capricorn and see how they are. Like, hey, how are you in your country? If a girl cheated on you, try to I'll cut her pussy lip off or something like that. Like, those are real men. They don't play with women. What's theirs is theirs. So, don't you like? It just really hit me. Like, I wonder how other zodiac signs are in those countries, those third world countries, and like Europe and stuff like that, because I know everybody have a different mindset. We are more free on stuff that we do. How about twin flames? Because I think we are twin flames. I'm not answering that. Aries checked me on that a couple weeks ago, and that is not my field. Me and my thoughts, you were right. I did do the research on it though, Aries. I felt like when it comes to twin flames, you were from soul to soul, that you will recognize them immediately. And you guys are together forever. I didn't know that there's a possibility that you guys are just going to break apart, or they'll show you your bad side. So I did do a little bit more research on it. You were right on about it.
Yeah, of course I am. I am a romance person. If there's any like I know the ancient Greek myths. I know, like, if I've heard of it, I've done research on it. And if I haven't heard of it, when we walk away from the conversation, I'll be doing research on it.
You see, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but people don't really get to meet their twin flame, right? Because chances are they live on the other side of the world.
That is entirely possible. And for those people, like, they'll just go through life completely normal. They'll meet a soulmate, and sometimes the thing is, whatever happens to one happens to the other, and not always immediate, and not always at the same time, depending on a variety of factors. but they create similar enough life experiences that when the souls come back to each other, it shows each other their weaknesses, and at that point, whatever happens, they end up pulling away from each other again and going to deal with their issues, and then they come back, and if they come back together and they're still not ready, then like it shows other issues and starts things like, and some people, they give up on that journey. They're like, oh well, this person's walked away from me too many times, so I'm just gonna like let it go, and like but the thing is, eventually they always come back, unless and if they don't, then sense. Somebody died.
Yeah, like a chaser and a runner, like Tim said.
Yeah.
Tim, Lilith is going to be moving in your 12th house. You're going to be needing, during this time, you're going to be needing to face your addictions and potential self-sabotaging things, and learn the difference between freedom and to be yourself and pleasure seeking. So that's for you and your boyfriend. Gemini. Let me see. Gemini was that 4th house. Gemini is your 4th house. Whoever's a Gemini, your hidden emotions are gonna start to burst out for the next 9 months. It's gonna probably impact your home and family, and you're gonna be kind of rebellious. And you're gonna desire more freedom when it comes to your sexual expression and stuff, which will probably cause your family members to just look at you differently, but you're not gonna care.
Well, then do some homework.
Tin, like mirroring. Tin, whenever you're dating your own zodiac sign, you're already mirroring each other. So it doesn't have to be a twin flame. You're already mirroring each other right now. And that's the sucky part. When you date your own zodiac sign, they show you your bad qualities. They show you your good qualities also. But like when you guys are arguing, it's like you're arguing with yourself. Mm-hmm. So whatever you're mad at that they're doing, maybe that's how you truly feel about yourself on the inside. And they're showing you so you can know how to fix it. Scorpio in love with a Virgo, I don't blame that. Scorpio and Virgos go very, very well. What's going to happen with Scorpio with this eclipse? I think their social circle, right? Yeah, social circle. Scorpio is going to probably be changing their social circle and going to be jumping more into spirituality, while the Virgo is going to be having a major change in their income and self-worth. So 1 minute the Virgo might, I'm not saying it will happen, but Virgo might lose their job. And if they do lose it, another one will kick right on in, but they'll be in fear though for now. But Scorpio's social circle, sexuality will be the theme. They might want to start digging into like occult knowledge, which wouldn't be too bad for them. Oh, they also need to release bad habits, drugs, alcoholism, bad circle of friends. They need to release that because it's South Node, and if they don't release the eclipse with the South Node, is going to release it for them. And so a new social network will be coming in. New social friends will be coming in. I mean, new friends will come in, but it'll be friends from another lifetime. TWC.
He gets back, and the first comment, the first chat, the message that he puts in chat after being in timeout is about a printer.
Can't wait to use my printer. I like Scorpio and Virgo relationships because they're friends first, lovers later. So those relationships usually tend to last. Anything like 3 and 11 usually lasts. When you use it. So Let me see. Anybody have any questions? We'll figure it out. I'm going to talk about it. So, Aries. Now, when he does pop up, you know what? If somebody else pops up in your life, I know you might not entertain it, but I think you should probably entertain it because it's chances are it'd be somebody from another lifetime. Maybe you need to finish something out. Or if you have the opportunity to travel, you should take up on it.
We'll see.
DJ Ace Entertainment.
Okay, I'm back.
CJH are you the Pisces? Or were you dating a Pisces? I think you were dating a Pisces and you were Aries. Aries, something in your relationship, like I was telling Aaron just now, is gonna change. You might end up walking away from a relationship, or it'll be just taken away from you so that you can jump into a new old relationship. Yeah, I remember that. I just remember that. Aries, they're gonna be going through a major transformation. Not Aries. Pisces will be going through a transformation. Probably a death in the family, or somebody will be walking away from them. Since you say you was dating a Pisces, I assume you finally walked away from that relationship, DJ? Hi, Scorpio. It's always good to at least remain friends, but just remember, when you walk away from a Pisces, if you guys are still friends, if you jump into another relationship, the Pisces will become extremely jealous and may try to sabotage it because you activate her self-worth and value system. So if you are in another relationship, and you're treating that person good, she's going to remember all the good memories and try to mosey on back into your life. So be careful with that, because Pisces they will show their emotions when they're upset. Scorpio, Gemini. Scorpio 3. That's a bad relationship. Somebody is using the other. Scorpios will probably be using Gemini, and Gemini will figure it out and start becoming bitchy. And air and water creates rain. I wouldn't do that. Scorpio represents death. Gemini represents hands, so it'll be hand-to-hand combat. So I'm going to be fighting. But for this eclipse, Scorpios are going to have to let go of unhealthy habits and jump into more spiritual practices, or they'll probably get new social circles, new friends. Old friends will be leaving, or they'll just walk away from old friends. While Gemini might jump into a new social, Geminis will just jump into a whole new romantic relationship. Scorpios, like when it rains. When I say rain, the reason why air signs and water signs, when they mix and I say rain, that means somebody's crying. And chances are you would be the one crying, or whoever's a Scorpio, they would probably be the one crying, because Geminis really don't care. It's air. They'll just move on really quick. He doesn't see we're going to cool it today, but all right in. Can't concentrate while writing. Time out him. My grandpa was mad and tired, but he was happy that I've done my work. Well, that's good, TWC. TWC, you need to take care of your health. And if you are out there BSing, the universe and this eclipse will show you where you're going to have health issues. And you need to change your daily routine tasks for the next 6 months to a year. You're the Scorpio. You're doing something that's probably self-sabotaging, and it's time to like release that, or it'll be taken away from you. But not all family members. I wonder what that means. I had a weird dream of a nuke cloud. I would look into that, CJH. Every time if you remember a dream, it's better to look into it, and it'll explain more. Been dealing with him for a year now, and guess we shall see. He's addicting in what type of way? Because Geminis are very charming, and they can hold conversation, but it's usually shallow conversation, and Scorpios tend to want more deep conversation. But if you've been dealing with him for a year, then understand that maybe he has resources that you like. Maybe he has a house, maybe he has a car, money, and he's taking care of you. But you may not like the in-laws if you get married. Maybe he has a sister that you don't like, or a cousin, or somebody, or one of his family members. Be like, I can't deal with this person. Or you may like the in-laws. It's all about in-laws, taxes, death, resources for the Scorpio when it comes to Gemini. But when it goes to Gemini dealing with Scorpio, he might become nitpicky when he gets comfortable with you, or start bitching about minor things that doesn't make any sense. PWC, I don't have dreams. You don't have dreams because you haven't lived life yet. You probably don't have bills either. Paula Dean is fat. Yes, she is fat. Aaron just left me here. Anybody have a question about this eclipse? I have way too many dreams. If you keep having dreams and you remember them, look into them. It's very important. Dreams come from, let me not say where they come from, but your dreams, those are premonitions. If you can make sense of what they mean, or write them down.
Sorry, I had to cut my grandma off a peach.
Right. The best dreams to have, if I may say, are the dreams about, Aaron, if you can hear this too, if you ever dream that you took a shit on yourself, you're about to run into some money. That's a fact.
That's so wild.
You do, dude, for real. It happened to me like 3 times. I'm like, oh shit. I just dreamed that I took a shit on myself. Especially if you took a shit on yourself in front of people, then that's a premonition of, okay, you're going to run into some money.
Oh my goodness.
But with CJH, as I was saying, with partnerships and relationships, it doesn't have to be a relationship like when it comes to romantic. It could be, you probably have new partnerships in business. So look out for that. If you planned on working by yourself, then that may not happen. You might have people to come into your life to help you out with that business, or whatever you're trying to do to entertain people. Take up on that. Aries male, he seems too good to be true. He's too nice. Surely Aries man, fiery. As I was saying, read no boo about relationships. They're gonna 1 minute they'll be single, next minute they want to jump into a new one-on-one relationship, or new partnership, new business partnership. Or if they are currently in a relationship, then it might just be taken away from them. He said, oh my God. I have a weird memory of being in the hospital and being put to sleep, but that never happens in my life. This makes me wonder if that's how I died in the past. That's a possibility.
Yeah, very strong possibility.
Yeah, that's probably. I remember you, Aries. You were telling me about how you figured out how you died. That story you told me. So yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah, I've had dreams of how I've died in past lives. I've had dreams of, and the thing is, when it comes to past life dreams like that, your brain can't process them in the same way. So they'll use familiar faces to represent people that are actually in like your dad would appear as your dad in your past life, because that's what your brain associates with dad, even though it's trying to process something that happened previous, like in a different lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, it's kind of like one of those things where you recognize a person's soul.
With CJH, since Lilith is transiting, he's gonna want to break away. CJH, you're gonna probably want to break away from routine tasks and become more rebellious, and you're gonna probably get a whole new, complete lifestyle change, and probably, huh?
I was gonna answer CJH's question, but you finish.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, he was asking if those dreams are stronger when you're a kid, and yes. But the thing is that when you have them that young, unless your parents know about them and like you talked to them about that, no one's going to know that they happen, because your mind will literally block them out because they're traumatic.
Yeah, we tend to, like, before you're, what, is it 6? We're still connected to the outer space of the universe. So those dreams are probably from a previous lifetime.
Looks over at my 6-year-old daughter who's been having night terrors.
Mm-hmm. That's before you're 6, we're still, what's the word I want to say? We're still innocent. So, like when your child says, "Oh, I see a ghost in the closet," that's probably his grandma or a guardian angel.
Not always, because I did have a past life experience. I mean, not past life. Listen to me. I actually, whenever I was like 3 or 4, something like that, I actually had a spirit became attached to me after going to church, and it was it was like pedophile ghost. And I know this only because my mom was in the other room and I was coloring at my little table, and she heard me from the other room say, "Stop that, don't touch me there."
You should go see a QHHT practitioner to remove that entity that's attached to you. But what I was saying on my end, the kids that usually see, sometimes they will see ghosts or see a spirit in their closet and get scared of it. That's before the age 6, though. And sometimes that's an angel or a guardian angel or their grandma or stuff like that, because we're still connected, we're still innocent at that age. But speaking on what you're saying, it's best to go look for a practitioner to remove the entity. Because I want to say this before we go. Sometimes we pick up bad habits and we get attachments from ghosts that are still walking around. So, like, let's say you've been hurt and traumatized by a situation, that ghost or entity will attach to your body and start making you become like them. So you may pick up smoking, and that's not really who you are as a person, or pick up drinking or anything like that. Or all of a sudden, you start having something wrong with your big toe, and that's probably the entity that's attached, and they had a problem with their big toe, so now it's on you. So if you're saying that happened to you, Aries, is go look, and if anybody can hear me, go look for a QHHT practitioner, and they'll pull up your past life, meaning they'll put you in like a hypnosis state, and you can see through, it's like you're dreaming, but you're actually seeing everything from another lifetime. And then they can pull out that entity from you that's attaching and weighing you down.
Oh, well, that actually happened in this lifetime. The whole, like, my brain was kind of trying to work through 2 different conversations at the same time, and so they overlap. But no, that actually happened in this lifetime when I was like 2, 3, 4 years old. And it was literally, and the reason we found, like, after that incident happened, my mom found out, like, this visiting preacher that had came to our church, was getting arrested for possessing pedophilia related stuff.
Is it possible to just coexist with an entity and tolerate them? Yeah, it's possible, but just remember the entity is much more stronger than you. You don't want that person to take over, unless the entity is benevolent. But I wouldn't want to coexist with the entity. That's like saying your house is haunted and we're just going to live together. But I'm pretty sure 80% of us have attachments from other entities, and it's best to remove them from yourself. Who would want to coexist with an entity, though? That's this Virgo. She lives like right next to a cemetery, and all she does is hear a little kid crying near her, and she turns on the light and don't see anything. And it's like, when I bring my dog over there, the entity doesn't show up. But when I'm gone and I take my dog, it's like it shows up. She keeps seeing some black shadow, tall man figure standing at her room door. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to your house anymore. I don't know why you decided to live next to a cemetery in the first place.
I actually have several entities attached to me. Most of them are friendly and protective, even. But I do have several.
Those are the benevolent ones. Like, this is the cheapest house and it's haunted, so they just stay. Yes, that has been known to happen. And if you try to remove them from the house, they will get upset with you, and that's the sucky part. But, you know, we as souls, when we die, it's best for us to go back to our creator so that we can come into another lifetime versus people when they die, they just don't want to let go of planet Earth, and they just become walking souls. Like, I would rather go back to my maker and just come into another lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, so my house is right next to a cemetery. Well, as long as you're protected, Reno Boo. Okay. Are you going to jump into the live chat now? I mean, to the live stream?
Yeah, I'm going to have to work on pulling my decks out. But yeah, it's time for us to head over to the live stream, guys.
All right, guys. Have a safe and happy eclipse. Everything will shift.
Hold on.
Especially for Libra. Go ahead.
Did we actually go through all of the signs?
No, we did not. I just answered questions for whichever signs were in here, which was Aries. I think I did Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. I didn't do Leo. Leo are gonna have they're gonna have new beliefs in their small social gatherings, social circle. They're gonna just like eliminate everybody and just start all over. And they may take up writing. Virgo, I did. Libra, they're gonna have a new change. Scorpio, they're gonna have to release bad habits. Sag, let's see, with Sag, what would that be? 4 or 5. Sag will be career change? Or is 7, 8, 9.
9 is
friends, new friends. Sag are gonna have new friends. Their old friends are gonna start disappearing, and they're gonna move into new friends, but the new friends will be from another lifetime. Capricorn, I did Capricorn. They're gonna have a whole career change. They may leave one career for the other. Aquarius, is that 9? I did do Aquarius for you. You're going to have a new perspective in life, and it's best for you guys to travel. Pisces, death, rebirth, transformation, taxes. Somebody in their life may pass away and leave them money, which it probably will be sad, but it'll leave them some type of money, and that's if it happens. If not, then it'll just be people leaving their life also. But there'll be some type of death that they have to give. They'll have to give something up in order to move into their new life, and this is coming up October 14th.
10
days.
days.
No, I don't have a channel. I just like to come on here and speak my mind and help out whoever shows up. I would like a channel, but then I'll just get flooded, and I don't have the patience for that like Aries do. I'm cool off of that stuff. They will flood me. It's okay. But yeah.
Right. Wanted to make sure that we covered everybody, because I don't know if we covered everybody last time before the full moon.
That full moon was fun, and I hope Sag and Leos, they took up on that. That was fun.
Ugh.
All right. I'll see you on the live chat then.
Okay. See you guys over in the live.
See you guys. Thank you for listening to me, and be safe. Bye.